What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and people always ask me about 051Melly death. They always say, give us an update, Truth. Is Melly Killer ever gonna be caught? Um, that's a touchy situation. I done interviewed several cats from 051. Shout out Driller. I think Driller's a dope dude. I never felt his bad temperament because I never did nothing to him personally. So I only got an opportunity to meet the dope Driller. I think he's a dope guy. But, he's linked to 051Melly. One thing I can tell you about Melly is, for him not to be a rapper to have rap songs, he got documentaries that got 1 million fucking views on YouTube. The shit ain't got no beats, ain't nobody rapping on it or nothing. It's just videos about him. That's how much clout he got. That's how much fame he got. A lot of people talk about his death that was captured on the internet. A camera picked up his death. He was shot, gunned down inside of a party, I believe. And when that happened, a lot of news came out about who did it to him. A lot of people were saying the ops did it. Man, the ops did that. And the more we looked into it, that party was in rival gang territory. His shooting went outside. It wasn't a drive-by. He was shot inside of a house party. His house party had some of the toughest gang members of all time in that shit. So I don't think the ops would take a chance to go walk inside of that house party and start some shit inside of the party. Then people start saying, hey, maybe this was some setup shit. This was some backdoor. Then the names start popping up on the internet. Nate. I don't want to get into that because I feel like the internet has did a lot of videos about this guy. And shit like that can put your life in danger when people believe in you did a body, you know what I'm saying? And you're just out here on the street. But, paperwork came out. That guy was questioned for Melly death, but he was released. I guess it wasn't a lot of information. One thing I noticed about his death, it kind of reminded me so much of like Zach TV death. A party, an event, a lot of people around, then all of a sudden don't nobody know what the fuck happened. That's the part where I find concerning. But you got to remember, in a culture, they very strong on shut the fuck up and don't talk. Anything could be snitching. Just answering a fucking question from the police is considered snitching. You get caught, anything happen, the police come on, you just automatically be quiet. I don't know if that's how it automatically works, but that's how people consider this shit. So the no snitching is very strong. It was a lot of people inside that house party when Melly lost his life. The fact that no one's going to testify, get on the stand, point somebody out, that speaks volume that people don't like snitches in the hood. They say snitches get stitches. And I believe that is honestly true because, if people wanted Melly case solved, it can be solved. All you got to do is tell the police what you seen. It was a lot of people in that party. People seen the gunman. People seen exactly what happened. The camera that caught the murder was blurry. You can barely see what happened. So, you ain't going to be able to convict nobody off that video. He say, she say, nah, you got to have some strong evidence. It ain't going to be no murder weapon found. So, next thing you got to do is have some witnesses to say, hey, this is the guy who did it. I don't think nobody's going to stand up, raise their hand, go in the courtroom, sit on the stand and point. The optics don't look right. People don't want to do that. That's the reason why I believe Melly Killer is not going to be, it's not ever going to be caught and convicted because, you know what I'm saying? You got to be strong, in my opinion, to want to stand on that stand and point somebody out because people don't like that. Same thing with Zach TV death. A lot of people wonder, what the fuck happened to Zach? And then the AP Associated Press released documents that says Zach was in a dispute inside of a club. And everybody that was in that club seen this fucking dispute. And then he left and then shots rang out down the block where he was leaving. It's no secret what happened to these two guys. It's the no telling. So do I think these guys' cases will ever be solved? Do I think Zach's case will ever be solved? The feds believe they solved Zach's case, but they let the guys go because they believe this was mutual combat and wasn't a lot of evidence. But Melly case, I think, is a little stronger. I think they're going to need someone to stand on the stand and go along with the police and go along, with the prosecutor and prosecuting somebody. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe somebody might get caught with a gun, get caught with a crime and say, hey, I got some information that you might need. That's about the only way I can ever see this happening. Just the optics of standing on the stand and telling is crazy. That's why I say real talk, it's very dangerous. It's to the point now where, it's mass murderers. It's serial killers in your neighborhood. Niggas who got 10 bodies is living in your neighborhoods. And everybody just got to keep their mouth closed, Somebody important in your community that you love, you care about, is valuable to your neighborhood. Somebody come shoot him in his head, shut the fuck up and be quiet. Now, if that's what you think is the right thing to do, then hey, I'm not here to tell you no difference. But to speak on the topic with Melly, I think Melly case is gonna be hard to solve because you don't got no murder weapon, and the video is very grainy. So you're gonna need someone to get on a witness stand and say that's the guy that shot him. I don't think we're gonna get that. I think anybody will get on the stand and say that's the guy strictly off rumors. But I think anyone who was there to get on the stand and say that's the guy that shot him, and I seen it with my own eyes, I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe in the future. Right now, everybody young, so they believe to the street code. But I believe when, in the future, everybody grow up, people get to believing in God, and their life get to changing, maybe this information will come out. But as of right now, Melly case is still cold. It's nobody's the top suspect in his death. Yeah, they have questioned people for his murder, but everyone has been released. Now, if they got a target that they keeping in their head they don't want us to know about, maybe that's true. But as of right now, Melly case is cold, and it's no witnesses that's coming forward to say, I seen the shooter. Even though that video showed a lot of people in the party when Melly was getting shot. It just lets you know that no snitching shit is strong. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie truth.